And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the 2K25 Universe Mode series. We're kicking off Monday Night Raw with Jordynne Grace, fresh off of her victory against Jakara Jackson.
Money in the Bank came and went. And Lash Legend still can't get the job done. She couldn't win the briefcase. She couldn't finish me off before my match. And after all that hype, after all that talk, she let me walk into the ring, beat her sidekick, and walk out standing tall. Some friend you are. Jakara, I've got no problems with you. We went to war, and you pushed me further than I thought you could, and I respect you for that. But girl, you really need some better friends. But let's talk about the real problem around here. Lash Legend. I'm still here, Lash. Still breathing, still fighting, still walking around Raw as a threat to everyone in that locker room, especially you. You can jump me from behind. You can hit me before matches, try to take my time and opportunities, but here's the truth. You don't scare me. You just motivate me. Now, Jade, Cargill. Yeah, I've seen you watching. I've seen the way you strut around with that title, acting like no one's on your level. We've had our little stare down, but don't worry, you're safe for now. I'm not coming for you yet. I handle my problems face to face, and right now, my problem is still Lash Legend. So let me make this crystal clear. I'm not finished with you, Lash. You want to be the storm? I'm the eye of the hurricane, the calm that destroys everything in its path.
Oh, look at Jordynne Grace still whining about how I made her relevant for once in her pathetic little career. Still crying about the ribs, still acting like she's the victim. Girl, you only have yourself to blame for all of this. You think you can just waltz on in here as some outsider and take away my opportunities? You see, back in 2024, I finally got my call up to the main roster at the perfect time. WrestleMania season. But you had to come along and steal my moment. You stole my place in the Elimination Chamber and took away my opportunity to headline WrestleMania. So you're lucky I didn't run you over with that car back at the WWE draft. And as for Money in the Bank, I don't know why you even have that briefcase in your mouth, because unlike you, I actually competed in that match. And girl, you lucky I didn't break your whole body before you could even make it out of the curtain. I let you live. I showed you mercy. You should be thanking me. But instead, you out here running your mouth like you belong in my league. You don't, Jordynne. You got the power. Yeah, I'll give you that. But you ain't got the finesse. You ain't got the presence. You ain't got the legendary in you. You want to fight so bad? Keep barking. I fight on my own time in this dump. This dump doesn't deserve a woman like me. So, when the time comes, and I mean when I'm ready, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end you.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Well, it seems like the Women's World Champion has something to say. Because the storm has arrived here on Monday Night Raw. And Jade Cargill clearly has something to say to Jordynne Grace and Lash Legend here. Let's see what the Women's World Champion has got to say to two of her potential challengers, maybe in the near future.
This is cute. Two women clawing at each other's throats, trying to prove who the real threat is. Meanwhile, the real threat is already standing at the top. I told y'all, this division bends to me, not Lash, not Jordynne. You two are just fighting to see who gets to be the next victim. Keep fighting, Grace. Keep chasing. Because the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be when the storm finally comes for you.
Oh, hold on a second. A woman who has a lot of history with Jade Cargill in this Universe Mode series. It's Miss Money in the Bank, the EST of WWE. The woman who won the Money in the Bank ladder match this past weekend. Let's see what Bianca Belair has got to say to her old enemy in Jade Cargill.
Oh, Jade, don't worry, Jade. I ain't here to cash in. Not tonight anyway. I'm just here to say what the rest of us been thinking. This briefcase right here, this means I got the power now. You remember WrestleMania, don't you, Jade? Yeah, we tore the house down. You beat me. I'll give you that. But girl, the way you walk around talking like you untouchable, like you above everybody, you must have forgotten who the hell I am. I'm the EST of WWE. The fast, est, the tough, est, the roughest, the smartest. And now, I Miss Money in the Bank, which means I can show up anytime, any brand, and cash in on any woman I want. So maybe you're sitting at the top right now, but just know this. I climbed the ladder at Money in the Bank. And if I want to, I'll climb right back into your life, Jade. Because the EST ain't ever gonna forget what happened at WrestleMania. And one day, maybe you won't forget what happens when I cash in my contract.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have some tag team action. Two teams who have been going at each other's throats in recent months. It is the War Raiders, the former World Tag Team Champions, about to take on the Authors of Pain. So two of the former World Tag Team Champions in this Universe Mode series about to collide here on Monday Night Raw. They've been going back and forth, as I said a moment ago. Since the start of this Universe Mode series, the War Raiders were the team to take those tag team titles away from the AOP, and Paul Ellering has been sending some warnings to the War Raiders to state that they may have won the battle, but the war is far from over. And well, I guess this war between these two teams is going to continue here tonight. But the question is, who is going to come out standing on top in this one? And we have to remember the fact that DIY are the team that took the tag team titles from the War Raiders back at Money in the Bank. And so here are their opponents. It is Akam and Reza from the Authors of Pain, but interestingly enough, they don't have Paul Ellering with them here this evening. Not sure why that would be, but regardless of the fact, the Authors of Pain clearly want some revenge on the War Raiders, as it seems like the Authors of Pain have gone a little bit downhill ever since the War Raiders took those tag team titles away from them. Could be argued that maybe the War Raiders are the reason for this downward spiral of the Authors of Pain. They even struggled to defeat the likes of R-Truth and Carlito a number of weeks ago, did the AOP, when they suffered a count out against them. It was a double count out, in fact, so they didn't get to defeat R-Truth and Carlito, but I'm sure here tonight they're looking to turn things around. But one heck of a war this is going to be between these two teams. Let's get into the action. So it will be Ivar starting this matchup against Akam. Let's see who's going to come out on top here. The bell rings and we're underway. Big right hand by Akam straight out of the gates. So both of these teams clearly want those World Tag Team Championships, but it looks like they're going to have to go through each other to get back there. And now Ivar looking to steal a victory here into the roll-up. But a big kick out found by Akam. So Akam and Reza, the Authors of Pain, did take on the War Raiders back at Backlash. And that was when the War Raiders won the tag team titles. And now it's getting a little bit scrappy early on here. A big elbow by Akam in the corner. Eric on the outside was getting himself involved as well a moment ago. And once again, a left hand just causing a bit of a distraction to Akam. He needs to get out of that corner, to be honest. And just shoving Ivar across the ring here out of frustration. And then going for the tag with Reza. Probably a wise choice to maybe go for that tag if you're feeling a little bit frustrated. You don't want that to boil over and perhaps cost you in this one. And now Reza looking to wear down Ivar here. Oh, but Ivar quickly out of that hold. Taking legs out from underneath Reza. And big kicks now. Ivar fighting back here to the delight of the WWE Universe. Into a back body drop. Dropping Reza on the back of his neck. And now Eric enters into the matchup. Big clothesline. Takes Reza down to the mat. Eric and Ivar looking to maybe try and get back those World Tag Team titles sooner rather than later. Another tag by the War Raiders. And double team coming here. The War Raiders double powerbomb connecting. Eric and Ivar really putting their foot on the gas right now. Reza struggling inside the ring. He wanted a hot tag just a moment ago, but Ivar not about to allow that to happen. There's now a big knee to the side of the face by Ivar as he heads up to the top rope. Ivar, what is he thinking about here? The big man does know how to fly. And here he goes. Oh my goodness. Taking out Reza. And Reza is really struggling inside the ring here. He needs to try and get a tag as soon as possible. The War Raiders, well, it looked like they were going to go for a tag, but maybe Eric decided against it, interestingly enough. Reza now, off of that confusion, able to take advantage and get himself tagged out of the match. So that could cost the War Raiders here because they were in complete control. And a little bit of miscommunication. And now, oh my word, the power of Akam. Just tossing Ivar over his head as if it's nothing. Now Reza back into the fray once again. Perhaps he feels that he's had a bit of a reset. And now big knees to the side of the ribs there. And look at the power of these two. Driving the knees into the ribs once again. Well, Ivar wants the hot tag, but this time it's Reza that's going to stop that from happening. Big knee to the side of the head there. Big clubbing blow to the spine as well. Reza and Akam starting to slowly grind through the gears. Looking for a big body splash, but Ivar was able to avoid it. Back to his feet. Now Ivar going to send... Oh, a big left hand once again by Eric, but Ivar seemingly may have had something planned just then, but now Ivar... driving the shoulder into the ribs. Jesus. Into the cover he goes, looking for the victory. Can he do it? But no, Akam's there to break up the count. Wasn't sure what Ivar was going to go for just a moment ago. And he drove that shoulder into the rib cage. And was looking for a tag once again, but the War Raiders, their double teams, or their partnership, and their teamwork doesn't seem to be working out for them so far. At least momentarily, as now Ivar rolls to the outside, following on for that hot tag. And Reza thwarts that momentum before it can even begin. Akam tags himself in. Now locking up in the center of the ring by Akam. In complete control with the exploder suplex. Big knee to the side of the head as well. Akam and Reza trying to get back that destructive force that they once had. Ever since WrestleMania, it's kind of been a little bit downhill for them. Especially since they met their match in the War Raiders. Now, Oh, a big left hand may have potentially saved Akam there. And Akam, well, has been caught into a roll-up here. Eric looking to steal the victory. And once again, Akam in the reversal. Now Eric, well, Akam's near the ropes there, but he was able to kick out anyway. And I believe that was actually the same way that the Authors of Pain lost out on their World Tag Team Championships back at Backlash. I believe it was Eric who surprised them with a surprise roll-up to get the victory. So we almost saw the same thing once again. That would have only added to the frustration of the Authors of Pain. As now Reza just talking trash to Ivar as he takes down Eric in the corner of the War Raiders. Now dragging Eric into the corner here. Face first into the turnbuckle, up to the top rope here. You don't want to be up there if you're Eric. What has Reza got planned here? Reza with Eric in position. Superplex connecting. And Eric is in deep trouble. A tag made for the Authors of Pain here. Big headbutt connecting as well. Akam goes into the cover, looking for the victory to put away Eric here. Can he do it? No, Eric's able to kick out. Ivar had a lot of faith in his tag team partner there, and it paid off. As now, oh, hold on a second. Into the powerbomb connecting. Akam is not messing about here. Sending Eric to the corner. Oh, looking for a big left hand, but Eric finds a reversal, but he's been caught here. Eric in deep trouble, hoisted up, driven down to the mat as Akam crawls into the cover, hooking the leg. This has got to be it. No, Ivar is the man into the fray to break up the count. He didn't have so much faith in his tag team partner just there. Now tag made. Reza back into the ring. Double team coming perhaps here. Into a double powerbomb of their own, it seems. Double powerbomb connecting. And Eric is in deep, deep waters here. He rolls to the outside. Probably a wise decision here. Try and get himself a little bit of a breather. Which maybe it might have actually worked. A big knee to the face. Eric needs to get back into the ring if he can. Sending Reza into the barricade there. And now, just targeting the leg with that DDT. Across the ankle. Onto a 5 count now. As Eric struggling to keep in control of Reza on the outside here. But Reza decides to head back into the ring. Wise choice there. Not about to take another count out here perhaps. As Eric now. That wasn't a wise decision though. Into an exploder suplex into the corner. Reza making a big mistake there. Just trying to rub salt in the wound, and Eric wasn't having any of it. Now sent into the corner is Reza. Up to the top rope here. Eric has something planned here. What on earth is he thinking? Eric into an exploder suplex off the top rope. Sending Reza halfway across the ring. And now, oh, I'm not sure why he's backing up into the Authors of Pain corner. Akam just giving him a stiff left hand there. Maybe Eric was planning on something, but now the War Raiders. Oh, they could be going for it. War Machine connecting. And that's got to be it. Eric not about to stop Akam from entering the ring though, and that could have cost the War Raiders. Eric should have maybe thought about hanging around to prevent the interruption from the pin. But instead he decided to head back to the apron. Now the Authors of Pain are still in this one. As Ivar now is feeling it. Into the corner, big splash. And Reza once again is struggling here. The Authors of Pain need to try and get back into this one if possible. Well, and Eric was looking for another left hand there, but he missed out on that one. Ivar though, able to turn things around again and back into his favour. Now back to their feet. Ivar sending Reza back into the corner again with Eric. What are they planning for this time? Oh my word. Slammed down to the mat and hooking the leg. Reza's in deep trouble for the victory. Can he do it? No. Eric was so close to getting a victory just there. But somehow, some way, Reza able to... Oh my word, Eric he's not paying attention, and Akom's into this one. And he catches Eric off guard as Eric was trying to play up to the crowd. Well, now the Authors of Pain could potentially be back into this one. Eric staying on top at least momentarily. Tag made. Looking for a double team again. That double powerbomb perhaps coming and connecting. Akom crashes down to the mat. Reza is back to his feet here. Now off the ropes. Big body splash connecting. Reza just taking his time to get back to the apron. The Authors of Pain are really struggling here. The War Raiders, they had a moment where their teamwork wasn't really paying off, but now they're working quite well together. The knee to the face and to the rib cage as Akom rolls to the outside, trying to create some room once again and into a big kick. May have even been a running knee there. Couldn't quite see exactly where Eric connected, but continuing the onslaught here. The War Raiders are on quite the roll here. They're fresh off the back of losing those World Tag Team titles, and they want to turn things around here. They don't want to head on a downward spiral like the Authors of Pain. Eric up on the top rope. He's going to fly. Double axe handle, but he couldn't quite connect with it. Akom with a reversal, and Eric able to roll on out of the way of that one. The War Raiders doing so well right now at keeping the Authors of Pain in their corner. And now once again looking for the War Machine connecting a second time in this one. But this time it's Reza who's into the ring to break up the count. The War Raiders just not doing the little details correctly here, it seems like. Not stopping the other partner from breaking up the count. Could be costing them. Some ground and pound by Eric here. Now back to their feet. Akom going to be sent into the corner perhaps, but he's able to find a reversal this time. They need to try and get out of that corner if they can, the Authors of Pain, because most of this matchup, they've been staying inside the War Raiders corner. And that's potentially why the War Raiders have been in so much control so far, at least for the second half of the match. As now Akom looking to turn the tides here. Face first into the turnbuckle goes Eric. And Akom now backs it up and then slowly stomping away and then driving a knee into the throat, trying to choke out Eric there in the corner. Targeting that throat that we know has been surgically repaired before. Up to the top rope goes Akom. Into a big elbow drop to the spine. I thought Eric was about to maybe get a hot tag there. But Akom and Reza trying to get back into control here. As now Reza looking to put away Eric here. Oh, hold on a second. Choke slam connecting into the cover, but Ivar this time is into... Hold on a second. Well, Ivar, he came into the ring and he decided against breaking up the count there, and I thought that was it. A split second away there. Luckily for the War Raiders, Eric was able to get the shoulder up, but... Well, I mean, things are turning bleak for the War Raiders all of a sudden, as the Authors of Pain are in control here. And look at the bruising across the back of Eric here. As Akom now just taunting away in the corner of the War Raiders before charging in, and he took a moment too long. Eric back to his feet, sending Akom into the corner. And a tag is made. Ivar back into this one. Well, it's very, very odd that Ivar decided against breaking up that count earlier on, but into the power slam. Have to wonder what the thinking was in the mind of Ivar in that moment. Why did he decide not to break up that pin? Because it well and truly could have been the end of the match. A spinning heel kick connecting. And now over the top rope, and he crashes and burns onto the apron, and somehow he's rolled back into the ring. Well, Ivar, I'm not sure what's going on with him today. It looks like maybe he could have suffered some kind of concussion earlier on, perhaps. But a tag is made. Reza back into the ring. Now sent into the corner of the Authors of Pain. Another tag for them. Big knees to the midsection once again here. Just trying to target the ribs. And double knees connecting. As Akom now lining up Ivar. Ivar's in deep trouble. Is he going to connect? He's going to hoist him up. The power, driving him down to the mat. Crawling into the cover, hooking the leg. Is it going to be enough for the victory? No. Ivar able to power out, and Eric this time was a little bit delayed in trying to enter the ring there to break up the count. But now reversal found once again. And Ivar thought maybe he was going to go for a tag there. He decided against it. Big clothesline in the corner. Now Ivar the one lining up the finish. Here we go. Hoists him up. Ivar drives him down to the mat. Hooking the leg. Ivar for the victory for the War Raiders. Is it going to be enough? But a big kick out found. It looked like Rezar may have just about made it to break up the count there, but I don't think he was quite needed on that occasion. Akam was able to get the shoulder up. But you can see the scars and the battle wounds all over the War Raiders here. They've been put through their paces. He's now just cranking away at the jaw here. We knew this was going to be a hard-hitting contest. We knew it was going to be a war between these two teams, and well, the War Raiders now seemingly teaming up against Akam, catching him off guard as he rolls to the outside. Probably a wise decision once again. Create some room here. Eric up to the top rope, but Ivar, he's going to get himself involved, and now Eric crashes down and connects with both men. Again, the teamwork of the War Raiders is a little bit questionable here. A back crate connecting there by Ivar. As now Eric slams Akam down to the mat, or down to the concrete floor, I should say. Now, what's he planning here? Driving him down to the concrete floor again. Well, Eric and Ivar, are they going to take a count-out victory here, maybe? Seems like they're not going to. Eric back into the ring. Is he going to look to put away Akam here? Into the cover, he hooks the leg. He's looking for the victory. Is this going to be enough for the War Raiders? No. The Authors of Pain are still hanging in there, and Eric cannot believe it. He's wondering what he's got to do. You have to think that when the adrenaline wears off, those wounds on the back of Eric are going to start becoming very, very sore. So he probably wants to finish this matchup before he can start feeling those wounds. There's now Ivar tagging into this one. The War Raiders definitely up and down with their teamwork here tonight. For moments they're working very well together, and in other moments a lot of confusion between the two. Big boot connecting by Ivar. Akam and Rezar just haven't been able to get anything going here. Sent into the corner is Akam there. Tag made again by the War Raiders. And now driven down to the mat with a power slam. As Eric back to his feet, but a clothesline connecting. And Akam wisely going to tag himself out. Rezar back into the fray. Rezar just stalking Eric here. Trying to send him into the corner perhaps, but oh, looking for a big knee there was Eric, but he couldn't find it. Big clothesline connecting again for the Authors of Pain. Now just targeting that back again, but Eric knew what was coming and he backs it up, and Eric looking for a big splash in the corner, couldn't quite connect with it. But now his back is exposed once more, and Rezar just targeting those wounds across the back here repeatedly, trying to inflict more damage possibly across the spine. Oh, a big running knee connecting and into the cover. Eric looking for the victory. Akam slowly into the ring, but just about able to kick out. I think that Akam may have just made it before the 3 count, but I believe that Rezar was able to kick out beforehand. There's Eric now looking to get back in control again and continue the momentum, but into a DDT. Finds a big reversal there. Up to the second rope now. Big elbow drop across the throat, it seemed like. As Eric now is feeling the effects of this matchup. Tags himself out. Ivar back into this one. A quick stomp and then into the cover. Ivar looking for the victory. No, big kick out found again for the Authors of Pain. Well, this tag team action. Some of the best tag teams in the entire division right here. Former World Tag Team Champions, both of these teams. And they're proving why right here. Big running knee in the corner. Now Ivar into sitting out on his face. Just crushing Reza in the corner. But Reza trying to make it back to his feet quickly. But he may have just cost himself as the kick to the spine. And into the cover, hooking the leg again. The War Raiders for the victory. No! Somehow, how on earth is Reza still in this one? The amount of damage that's been inflicted on the Authors of Pain, and somehow they're still hanging in there. If they're able to get the victory here, I would argue that's a bit of an upset considering the way that this match has gone. It's been mainly in the favour of the War Raiders. Big reversal found there for Akam. Slams him down to the mat. So Akam now playing up to the crowd as the boos ring around the stadium. And Akam just taking his time here, looking to pick apart Eric. Off of the ropes he goes. Drop kick to the spine, targeting that back again. Can see all the grazing across the back there, and it looks like there's some nasty wounds there. And the Authors of Pain just continuing to target that area. As now hoisted up and then driven down to the mat. Again onto the back and the spine. As now Reza the one into the cover, but Ivar's into the ring and he's able to break up the count and save things for the War Raiders. But he may just be increasing the amount of pain and punishment that's being delivered onto Eric here. As now Eric caught into the choke slam, hooking the leg again, and this could be it. The Authors of Pain for the upset. Can they do it? They've done it. The Authors of Pain somehow get the victory, and Ivar now checking on Eric because Eric has suffered a lot of punishment in this matchup. Hold on a second. Steel chair to the spine of Ivar as well. And the Authors of Pain continuing to inflict more punishment on the War Raiders here. Oh my word, the victory isn't enough for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to move on with the show, we have the Women's Intercontinental Champion over here on Monday Night Raw, the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion in singles action here tonight, following on from the Money in the Bank Premium Live event where she successfully defended the title. But in doing so, she turned on Lyra Valkyria, wiping out Lyra Valkyria after the match, after successfully defeating her. And Becky Lynch has actually injured Lyra Valkyria, so Lyra will be out for a little bit of time now. So I guess we have to determine who the next challenger will be for the Intercontinental Championship, although Liv Morgan and Dakota Kai are sniffing around. And here is her opponent here this evening. It is the Princess Pirate. It is Kairi Sane looking to take down the Women's Intercontinental Champion. And what the interesting situation here is if Kairi Sane is successful, then perhaps she may even earn herself an opportunity at the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But that could cause a bit of a conflict in interest back at Damage Control, as Dakota Kai is well and truly within that title picture. Liv Morgan also is sniffing around. So this title picture is beginning to grow here. But Kairi Sane will need to get the victory here tonight if she wants to insert herself into that title picture. And I wonder how things are going to go moving forward between her and Dakota Kai. Depending on this situation in this matchup, I'm sure that Dakota Kai has her eyes firmly on that Intercontinental Women's Championship. But Kairi Sane, a former Women's World Champion here in Universe Mode, is maybe looking to add another title to her resume. But it must be said that this matchup is not for the championship. One-on-one Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane. And a bell rings, and here we go. And hold on a second, Becky Lynch trying to go for a cheap shot there onto Kairi Sane. So Becky Lynch, as we stated before, she's got a new kind of attitude. And for some reason, she seems to be trying to take some shortcuts. Exactly like how she did back at Money in the Bank. And she even wiped out Lyra Valkyria with that steel chair after the matchup. And now Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane continuing the fight while the referee is down and out here. And Kairi Sane getting the upper hand. Just showing her wrestling ability here is Kairi Sane, a former Women's World Champion in Universe Mode, is Kairi Sane. Becky Lynch, a former WWE Women's Champion and the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion here in Universe Mode. But driving a knee into the head is Kairi Sane. As Kairi Sane out to the apron here. What is she planning? Kairi Sane off of the springboard, looking for, oh my word, looking for a Hurricane Rana, but she's caught into the powerbomb. And now Becky Lynch looking to target the legs and the knees of Kairi Sane here. Becky Lynch, what on earth has gotten into her lately? Just seemingly turning against the woman who she was once a mentor for in Lyra Valkyria is now back at Money in the Bank. She was targeting the arms there with Kairi Sane for a moment, but now these two locking up once again. Kairi Sane trying to get the better of Becky Lynch on a wrestling level, but I'm not sure how wise that is. Becky is one of the very best, but Kairi Sane's holding her own here. Look at this. Kairi Sane turns it around. Just targeting the arm of Becky Lynch, giving her a taste of her own medicine. Targeting that shoulder, cranking away here. Looking to inflict more pain on the man. So Kairi Sane now into a headlock. Just looking to wear down the Intercontinental Champion, but Becky able to find a reversal of her own and targeting that arm once again, trying to set up the disarmer for later on. Is she going to be able to do so? She's really cranking away there at the shoulder, creating a lot of torque here. Becky Lynch just trying to wear Kairi Sane down. The more that Becky Lynch can keep her in those kind of holds and keep her down on the mat, the less Kairi's going to be able to fly around the ring, which she likes to do. But a kick out found at a 1 count there for Kairi Sane. Now Becky Lynch lining up Kairi. Now Becky, Kairi Sane able to fight on out of the clutches of Becky Lynch here. Now drop kick connecting by Kairi. Thought for a second she may have been going for a springboard, but she decided against that. Now Kairi Sane getting a WWE Universe behind her here. Big chop connecting, big kick as well. Kairi Sane, big strike to the jaw. Becky Lynch still standing somehow though. And Becky now shakes her head and then takes Kairi down to the mat. Stopping all of that momentum in its tracks here. Targeting the arm again, but Kairi Sane not about to allow Becky to get away with that one. Now, Becky Lynch in a little bit of trouble. Kairi Sane into the Hurricane Rana. And Becky Lynch finds herself scrambling out to the apron here, using the ropes to get back to her feet, creating a little bit of space between herself and Kairi Sane. A veteran move that one is. Big forearm to the jaw as she enters back into the ring. But Kairi Sane now able to take advantage. Big shoulder into the midsection and Kairi Sane walking the plank here. Kairi Sane looking for the forearm, but Becky Lynch saw it coming. She was able to roll on out of the way of it. And now Becky Lynch, she may have been going for that disarmer, but Kairi Sane landed on her feet. Back and forth we go between these two, as Becky Lynch now drives the knee into the shoulder of Kairi Sane. And once again just trying to tear down Kairi Sane and target those arms to wear her down here. Now back to their feet, and Becky Lynch once again looking for a suplex here, but Kairi Sane slides in behind. Kairi Sane proving to be a slippery character for Becky Lynch here, and you can see the frustration on Becky Lynch's face. She wants to put Kairi Sane away as quickly as possible, but Kairi is proving to be a lot to handle here tonight for the Intercontinental Champion. Into a neckbreaker connecting, and Kairi Sane is feeling it once again. Becky Lynch slowly to her feet. Kairi Sane off of the springboard handstand into a Hurricane Rana. And Kairi Sane now. Oh, it took a moment too long there as Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch connecting, driving Kairi Sane into the canvas and into the cover she goes, looking for the victory, but no. Kairi Sane able to power out. Becky Lynch now heading up to the second rope, into the double axe handle connecting. Now Becky heading up top once again. She wants Kairi Sane back to her feet here. The man looking to fly. Becky Lynch not connecting. As now Kairi Sane took a moment too long this time. And Becky Lynch off of the ropes. Driving Kairi Sane down to the mat and into the cover goes Becky Lynch. Looking to put Kairi away early on here. Can she do so? No. Big kick out found by Kairi Sane. These two are two of the very best in the division. A lot of experience between the two of them. But who's going to come out on top here on Monday Night Raw? You have to think that if Kairi Sane can get the victory, she perhaps will have an opportunity maybe at the Women's Intercontinental Championship in the future. Big reversal found there by Kairi. He's now just dragging Becky Lynch into the corner. Face first she goes into that turnbuckle pad. And Kairi Sane is thinking about walking the plank once again. She didn't connect earlier on, but can she connect this time? She does. The forearm in the corner. And is she going to go for it? Is she going to head up top? She's not. She decides against it. Well, Kairi Sane, interestingly enough, switching up her offense here, perhaps trying to keep Becky Lynch off guard. Kairi Sane into the stunner, connecting. Now into the cover, hooking the leg. Kairi Sane looking to put away the Women's Intercontinental Champion, but just a 1 count found. Kairi Sane may need that insane elbow to finish the job here. Quick kicks, quick strikes. And up on the shoulders, rolling through is Kairi Sane. And Becky Lynch could be in the drop zone. Kairi Sane up to the top rope. Insane elbow connecting. Is that going to be enough to put away the champion? Hooks the leg. Kairi Sane closing in on a victory. Can she do it here? No. Becky Lynch is able to power out once again. Kairi Sane now targeting the knee. And some strikes as well. Targeting the legs of Becky Lynch, trying to take out the power from underneath her. DDT connecting to the ankle. As Kairi Sane's going to head up top again. Surely she's not going to go for the insane elbow again, is she? She may be. Oh, but Becky Lynch is back to her feet. So Kairi Sane looking for a crossbody, but Becky Lynch saw it coming. Found the reversal. Oh, big forearm, big elbow in the corner. As Kairi Sane fights back here. And now, dumped over the top rope is Kairi Sane. Becky Lynch makes Kairi pay. Makes her crash down to the mat as Becky Lynch now heads to the outside as well. Big strikes here by Becky. And driving a knee into the face of Kairi as well. Looking for a leg drop, but Kairi Sane able to avoid that one. Now, it must also be said that Dakota Kai is, of course, in the title picture here for the Intercontinental Women's Championship. So if Kairi Sane was to get the victory, there would be a little bit of a conflict of interest within Damage Control there. But now Kairi Sane connecting with that crossbody. And she hooks the leg here. Looking for the victory over Becky Lynch. Kairi Sane, is she going to do it? I thought she was about to do it for a split second there. But a 2.9 count. The champion able to kick out. Now big strikes to the midsection again by Becky Lynch. Fighting out of the clutches of Kairi Sane here. And Becky Lynch now has Kairi Sane in position into the manhandle slam. And she hooks the leg into the cover for the victory. Oh my word, Kairi Sane is just about able to kick out. And Becky Lynch is beside herself right now. She cannot believe that Kairi Sane was able to kick out just there. And now Becky Lynch is lining up Kairi Sane here, taking her time. Looking for a dropkick, not connecting. Becky rolls on out of the way into a spear, connecting out of nowhere. And Kairi Sane heading up to the second rope this time. Looking for the insane elbow. connecting. Didn't quite get the same kind of height off the second rope as she does the top rope, but regardless, she's going to go into the cover, hook in the leg. Perhaps this is going to be it for the victory. She's done it. Kairi Sane has pinned the Women's Intercontinental Champion. That's a massive victory for Kairi Sane, but perhaps a conflict of interest within Damage Control, because now Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane both have an argument as to why they should be challenging for that title, especially as Lyra Valkyria is currently out injured after Money in the Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the new Intercontinental Champion. It is LA Knight, the man who took down Braun Strowman back at Money in the Bank. One heck of a performance. So LA Knight still undefeated over here on Monday Night Raw. One heck of a start he's having to 2K25's Universe Mode series. But the new champion is out here with a message for the WWE Universe. Let's see what LA Knight has got to say.
Yeah, now let me talk to you. At Money in the Bank, the megastar did exactly what he said he was going to do. Undefeated on Raw, Intercontinental Champion, and just like that, the gravy train is at full speed and there ain't no slowing it down now. Now, don't get me wrong. I got all the respect in the world for Braun Strowman. He ain't no pushover. He didn't hand me this title. I took it. But now that I've got it, I ain't letting go. Now I hear the noise. I hear Ethan Page crying about how he can't sleep at night because he can't get the megastar out of his pea brain. Crying about how he's got unfinished business. I saw you at Money in the Bank trying to play games. How'd that work out for you? Not great, huh? Because even with you sticking your nose in my business, the result? It stayed the same. And then we got Ilya Dragunov, Madman, Mad Dragon, whatever he wants to call himself. He stepped in the ring with the champ last week on Raw, and yet he got a W over Strowman. So, what does that mean? That means you're next in line, right? Maybe, maybe not, because it doesn't matter who it is. Page, Dragunov, anyone. The result's going to be the same every single time, the megastar on top, with everybody saying, L.A. Knight, yeah!
Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. It's the man who debuted at Money in the Bank in the men's ladder match. Rey Fenix is here. And it seems like he's setting his sights on the Intercontinental Champion, perhaps. Rey Fenix marching his way down to the ring. Let's see what he's got to say.
Felicitaciones, campeón, Intercontinental Champion, undefeated on Raw. You have earned that. Respeto, amigo. But I didn't come to Raw to watch the best. No. Yo vine aquí para pelear con los mejores. I came here to fight the best, to fly, to prove that Lucha Libre is more than tradition. It's domination. Last night I didn't win the briefcase, pero eso no importa. I showed everyone exactly what Rey Fenix is capable of. I flew higher, I fought harder, I gave todo mi corazón. And now I see you at the top, and when I see that, I see my next challenge. LA Knight, we will meet. Maybe not next week, maybe not the week after, but soon. Muy pronto. I will come for that title. And when we fight, you'll understand why they call me El Fénix Eterno, the eternal phoenix. I rise, I fly, and I never fall.
Well, Rey Fénix sending a clear message to the Intercontinental Champion. He has that championship in his sights. But LA Knight seemingly ready for the challenge. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our main event of the evening, the newest superstar to the Monday Night Raw roster looks to kick off her Universe Mode career here tonight in the main event. So Stephanie Vaquer was the woman to surprise us all back at Money in the Bank by entering the ladder match, following on from signing a contract here with Monday Night Raw. So Shawn Michaels putting pen to paper with Stephanie Vaquer, as now she makes her way into the ring for the first time on Monday Night Raw. But can Stephanie Vaquer turn her series around here? She wasn't able to win the Money in the Bank briefcase on her debut, but can she maybe be victorious in her debut here on Monday Night Raw? And well, it's going to be one heck of a challenge for Stephanie Vaquer, because her opponent is Liv Morgan here tonight. Liv Morgan, a woman who's been on quite the roll here in Universe Mode series. Liv Morgan, well and truly within that Intercontinental Championship title picture. But you have to wonder, is she interested in that title, or does she have bigger things in her sights? Perhaps maybe even a Women's World Championship. I guess only time will tell. But Liv Morgan about to go head-to-head with Stephanie Vaquer. It's going to be one heck of a challenge for both these women, two of the best in the division. So Stephanie Vaquer, her first one-on-one match here in Universe Mode. Her debut on Monday Night Raw, and here we go. Liv Morgan right out the gates though. Gonna shut down Stephanie Vaquer early on here. Liv Morgan knows the threat that Stephanie Vaquer holds, and she's not about to allow Stephanie any kind of offense early on here, but Stephanie back to her feet. And a big uppercut to the back of the neck. The WWE Universe well and truly behind Stephanie Vaquer here, as she targets the knees there of Liv Morgan. So the Dark Angel officially here on Monday Night Raw, making her debut, showing the WWE Universe exactly what she's made of here, as she just awaits Liv Morgan to get back to her feet here on the apron into the crossbody. Liv Morgan went for a bit of a cheap shot there, but Stephanie Vaquer was able to find a way to reverse it, or avoid it I should say, and she went for that crossbody once again, but maybe one too many times here. Liv Morgan though taking advantage. Stephanie Vaquer, that could have cost her, going for the same move twice, but into the cover. Just a 1 count found for Liv Morgan. But Stephanie Vaquer now slowly making her way back to her feet. Liv Morgan off the ropes here, looking for a Hurricane Rana, maybe trying to spike the head of Stephanie Vaquer into the canvas. But Stephanie found that reversal. Now she's going to target the knees here of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan in some trouble, but Stephanie Vaquer just stomp away on the face of Liv Morgan there, into a leg drop as well, across the face and into the cover, hooking the leg, looking for the victory on her debut, but just a 1 count found. As Liv Morgan slowly back to her feet here. Liv Morgan, you could argue, is the reason why Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley ended up splitting up in 2K24's Universe Mode series, and you could argue she's the reason why those two faced at WrestleMania, as she exposed Dirty Dom for flirting with her behind Mammy's back. And now Liv Morgan focusing on her career over here on Monday Night Raw. Is she potentially going to maybe go after that Intercontinental Championship, or does she have bigger things in mind? Off the crossbody again, Stephanie Vaquer catching Liv Morgan off guard. Liv Morgan took a moment too long there. It's now into an armbar here, but Liv Morgan going to roll through. And Liv Morgan into a Hurricane Rana, a bit of a modified Hurricane Rana, looking for a drop kick, but Stephanie avoids it. And now Stephanie, oh, the boot to the face connecting onto the jaw. And Stephanie into the cover, hooking the leg, looking for the victory over Liv Morgan. No. Stephanie Vicaire couldn't quite get the victory here tonight. Liv Morgan still in this matchup. Big kick to the hamstring. Liv Morgan now. Off the rope she goes. Big knee to the face. Connecting onto Stephanie Vicaire. And Stephanie could be in a bit of trouble once more here. But Liv Morgan couldn't quite get the upper hand there. And now into the SVD. Into the cover. Stephanie Vicaire for the victory. No, I thought she'd done it then. But a big kick out found. And hold on a second. Into the Devil's Kiss. Liv Morgan driven face first into the canvas. Stephanie Vicaire giving the WWE Universe exactly what they came to see. And out to the apron again. Stephanie looking for another crossbody. One too many times perhaps. Off the rope she goes. It's Liv Morgan with a drop toe hold and then just walking across Stephanie's spine there. The utter disrespect as Liv Morgan now showing off her abilities with that drop kick connecting. Well, Stephanie Vicaire holding her throat slightly there for a moment. And she's slowly back to her feet. She's able to fight out the clutches of Liv Morgan here. Stephanie Vicaire wants to start off her Universe Mode series with a bang here. And she could do so, but Liv Morgan fights out of the corner. Stephanie now sent into the corner herself and finds a reversal. A kick to the midsection. And now Liv Morgan in trouble. Stephanie Vicaire. Knee to the spine connecting. Not just once. Stephanie Vicaire twice in a row. Driving her knee into the spine of Liv Morgan there. And now Stephanie heading up to the top rope here. She's looking to fly. Stephanie Vicaire connecting into the cover she goes. What a maneuver for the victory. Can she do it? No, Liv Morgan is somehow still in this one. The WWE Universe want to see the same thing again here. But Liv Morgan finds a reversal. And now Liv Morgan, what is she planning for? Liv Morgan driving Stephanie down to the canvas. She could have maybe even gone for the pinfall following on from that move. But she decided against it. Off of the handstand. Liv Morgan into the Hurricane Rana. And Liv Morgan now setting up Stephanie Vicaire here into the oblivion out of nowhere. Liv Morgan hooking the leg. Can she do it for the victory? Liv Morgan, no. Stephanie Vicaire once again able to kick out. The WWE Universe loving what they're seeing in this main event on Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan could be closing in on a victory and could be about to stop Stephanie Vicaire from having an impactful debut here on Monday Night Raw. But Stephanie finding a reversal. Big power slam connecting. Out to the apron she goes. Maybe thinking about another crossbody here. Stephanie Vicaire looking to fly again and she connects this time. And Stephanie Vicaire bringing Liv Morgan back to her feet. Now sending her into the corner, face first into that turnbuckle. Stephanie Vicaire now backs it up and a double knees with a Meteora into the corner. And Liv Morgan, I don't think she knows where she is right now. Big elbow and a kick as well to follow. Big headbutt as well. Stephanie Vicaire pulling out all the stops. Up to the top rope once again. Are we going to see it again? Connecting. Stephanie Vicaire hooking the leg for the victory over Liv Morgan. She's done it. Stephanie Vicaire is victorious on her Raw day. Hold on a second. Oh my word. Well, look who it is. It's the Women's World Champion, Jade Cargill. Well, she has been stating that she feels that the locker room is scared. And maybe she's sending a bit of a message right here. Seems like Jade Cargill wants a challenge. And that challenge could be Stephanie Vicaire. Jade Cargill sending a clear message right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show and we look to close out Monday Night Raw, a very, very odd sight here as Bron Breakker no longer with the World Heavyweight Championship after having the championship stolen from him at Money in the Bank due to Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. Kevin Owens stealing the title moments after it seemed like Drew McIntyre may have actually cost him the match by getting ejected from ringside. Drew McIntyre did intercept Roman Reigns upon his return and ensured that Roman Reigns couldn't get into the ring and interfere with the matchup. And that's ultimately what led to Bron Breakker losing the World Heavyweight Championship. But Bron Breakker, you can see he's got a new attitude about him. I'm not sure whether he could get any more intimidating than he already was, but here we are. Let's see what he's got to say.
Last night was chaos. But let's not pretend like I didn't have Kevin Owens beat. He was a second away from being counted out. A second away from walking out of Canada as a failure. Then, cue the music. Roman Reigns decides it's his moment. His arena. Roman, I didn't need your help. I didn't ask for your presence. And your little stunt, it cost me. That title should still be around my waist. So Roman, get your ass out here.
He's here. The Tribal Chief is answering the call. Bron Breakker is not too pleased after the events back at Money in the Bank. And well, Roman Reigns has officially returned to Monday Night Raw. The Tribal Chief is back. And clearly he is seeking revenge on Kevin Owens for that package pile driver that he received back at the WWE draft. But it must also be said that Roman is all alone here, because of course Paul Heyman was also dropped on the top of his head by Kevin Owens. So Roman Reigns clearly has a big issue with Kevin. Hence why he tried to interfere in that title match back at Money in the Bank. But Bron Breakker not too pleased at how that unfolded.
Breakker, I didn't screw you. My issue is with Kevin Owens. That man disrespected Paul Heyman, my family. And I don't let that slide. If you lost something in the process, that's not my problem. That's your failure, not mine.
Oh, hold on a second. Well, here's the World Heavyweight Champion. The man who stole the title at Money in the Bank from Bron Breakker, Kevin Owens. I'm not sure how wise this is for him to come out here, especially when Roman Reigns and Bron Breakker clearly have an issue with the new World Heavyweight Champion. But I guess Kevin Owens, the deranged individual that he is, he's not going to care about that. But let's see what Kevin Owens has got to say.
Wow. The two big dogs barking for dominance. Bron, I beat you clean. Not once, but twice. You didn't have me beat. You just assumed you would. Roman, you screwed yourself. You came to my show. You want to talk about disrespect? Roman, you showing up last night was your biggest mistake. And Bron, keep your mouth shut for a second. You want to talk about interference, distraction? Let's talk about the man who nearly ruined everything for me. Drew McIntyre.
Well, hold on a second. Look who it is. The man who screwed over Roman Reigns and stopped him from interfering back at Money in the Bank. But let's see what Drew McIntyre has got to say.
All right. Let's cool this down before we start breaking each other's skulls open. Look, I've got respect for you, Bron. You're a freak of nature, mate. And Roman, for years you were the top guy. Keyword were. And Kevin, I meant it when I said it before. You saved Raw from the virus that is Roman Reigns. But here's the thing. You're mad at me? Kevin, I gave you the opening. If I hadn't clamored Roman on that stage last night, you wouldn't be standing here as champion. Instead of saying thank you, you're busy crying about almost losing the title. Kevin, I made you money. I made you a hero. Look at the shirts flying off the merch stands that say, Kevin saved Raw. You're welcome.
Gentlemen, I've seen enough. I'm not letting this devolve into another backstage war zone. So here's what we're gonna do. In 3 weeks' time, at Saturday night's main event, it's official. Roman Reigns and Bron Breakker versus the World Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, try to get along for one night or beat each other senseless. Either way, I don't care. Just keep it professional on my show.
Well, this is huge because at Saturday night's main event, it is official. We will be having Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens taking on Roman Reigns and Bron Breakker.